Hey everybody, happy holidays, happy new year. Um, you probably will see this after my 100th video, but I'm actually shooting this before that. Wonders of modern technology. Just wanted to do a quick video. This isn't going to be a review per se, since I already reviewed this mold and quite a number of you viewed it. We're going to take a look at the Robots in Disguise Transformers Prime Vehicon. I have been waiting a long time to get this figure. It has always eluded me since it was released in that second wave, or second wave, some months ago. Funny story, I won this in a contest done by Team Bottomus, but because I wasn't in the chat room at the right moment, I missed out, and it was... I'm just glad to have it now, and you should be able to have it now too, because this figure went from being 1 per case to something like 2 or 3 per case, and I've heard in some areas, in Targets and what have you, he's shelf warming. This is the front. This is the back. Cross-sell on the bottom. I got them off of Amazon, so it's a little the cross-sell, but it's that wave 2, I think wave 3, whatever. But there's your animation model. Let's get to the figure. Okay, here's the Vehicon. Right off the bat, I want to mention, this guy feels significantly lighter than the Arms Micron version. I don't know if it's a thinner plastic. I don't know if it's the lack of the extra Arms Micron ports. But there, at least to me, maybe I wasn't paying attention the first time, there is a significant lighter feel. As I just mentioned, one of the other things missing are the plethora of Arms Micron ports. Most notably, the one right here in the rear that acted as a booster of sorts in vehicle mode, giving this mode a more of a Batmobile look, and worked as weapon storage in robot mode. What is present, and I can't be 100% sure if this was here on the Arms Micron version because they're so small I may not have noticed, but if you look, if this will zoom, you can see indentations of clip points. That's because the weapon is slightly different than the Arms Micron. Number 1, it doesn't transform. Number 2, if you look, it bears a strong resemblance to the Legion class version. Well, this has a post that you can plug onto either side here, or you can clip it onto the hood of the car. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that the first time I tried doing this, I actually had a bit of a problem. Of course, this time, it worked perfectly fine. And what's nice is, it kind of molds in as if this is popping out of the hood. But yeah, I actually do like how this blaster looks. And to be honest with you, when I had seen photos of this particular version of the mold, I guess the photos did something off because it didn't look as cool as it did, which I'm kind of glad about, because had it looked this cool, I would have been even more disappointed that I was having a hard time finding it. Okay, and here we have the Vehicon in robot mode. I skipped over the transformation because it's the exact same transformation as the Arms Micron version. If you'd like to see how it's done, you can go back, check out that video review, or check out any of the other plethora of video reviews on this guy. It's a very popular figure. One thing you'll notice right off the bat, a different color scheme. Instead, I think it was like on the Arms Micron, it was like a light lavender pink. This guy is more of a, well, on camera he shows up at blue, but in person it's actually more of like a metallic purple. Also, yeah, he doesn't have the stickers, so a lot of the details that were stickered are now painted in. Right off the bat, the one thing I notice is the Decepticon logo here in the chest. This is actually under the clear plastic. After I did mine, I found out people were going in and unscrewing the back to remove that plate to put the sticker in. That's a little obsessive compulsive for me. I think this is fine the way it is. Also, one thing I like is the headlights are, molded in there with a little dab of paint. The sticker was great, but the problem is if it's slightly off center or if you don't rotate these leg panels at the right moment, you can end up scraping the sticker, which has happened on mine. That's bunched up a little. It's not that noticeable, but it's one of those things, if you notice it, it bothers you. Same articulation. Now, for his weapon, this is really, again, the big difference. He can hold it in his hand by that post, much like the Arms Micron, just like so. Or, and this really is more of a nod to the first edition Vehicon, who's apparently available again at Toys R Us's in a slightly different deco than his first release. You can fold in the hand, and if you notice right there, there are those clips again. Now this, again, was a little difficult for me to do. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And you can just snap it on. Oh, thank God I did that without scraping my hand. And you basically have it looking, and I gotta say, this is much better than what it looked like in the photos, coming out of his arm, much like it does on the show. And I have to say, this works a lot better than the Arms Micron version, because basically you're playing with the peg on that one and folding in his hand a little to have it come out the front. Now, I do remember that these arm clips are on the Arms Micron version, but there you go. He can have a little, look there, and really just an awesome figure. I think this is fantastic. I can definitely recommend this figure if you have the Arms Micron version. There are, some looseness. I noticed that the head piece back here, where the weapon storage was originally, doesn't clip in as nicely, but it's not that bad. Should you run out and buy 6 of these? I'm not big into troop building, especially with Transformers, so I would have to say no, even though I know some people, back when this guy was one to a case, were doing that. But, hey, if you get this guy, the Arms Micron, the Jet Vehicon, review coming, and the forthcoming Jet Vehicon General, or Air Vehicon General, where the hell his name is, you can actually have a nice little troop of Vehicons yourself, each with his own independent look, and that, without having to troop build. So, this is your old pal Chuck, for the Vehicon, who's waving his gun at you. We'll see you next time.